Hi, everyone. I'm Suzanne Alexandria, and I'm so happy today to have Lesley Loftis with me. We're going to be having a brief chat about how things have evolved in her professional life, her career, and her personal way of being since she has been a fairly recent graduate of my Wings of Isis Akashic Records for Therapists and Coaches and Healers program. So, Lesley, thank you so much for joining me today. It's a real pleasure to have you. And we just want to share some of the ways that basically that the needle has been moved in your life, in your work, in career, and in your spiritual growth through doing these activations and working with the priestess energy, with the goddess energy, and with the team. So thanks for joining me. Maybe I would love for you to just start by saying what kind of work do you do, and just tell us a little bit about your professional work.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Suzanne. It's a pleasure to be here with you, as always. I am a holistic therapist and health coach. I have my own private practice. And I was really interested in the Wings of Isis program because I wanted to deepen my own connection with spirit, with my angels, with my guides. I wanted to just be able to tap into my intuition and have more confidence in that. Because I believe I've been doing that for a while in my personal life and my work, but I wanted more support and more guidance and more tools and ways to really access that.
Mhm.
And a group of women to do that with, which was really, really, it was a wonderful experience. It was
Oh,
fabulous.
perfect. Thank you. Good. It's so good to hear that. Yeah, so you joined the cohort in let's see, 2022, right? 2021. I forget.
Yes.
Like,
It was, I think it was November of 2022.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, just for reference. Okay.
Yep.
So, if you can go back to that time, what was your why for joining? Do you remember like what was going on for you that made you want to join that cohort?
Yes, I very much do. So I think it was 2 months before the cohort started. I had just started my own business.
Hmm.
And that was a really big deal for me to go off on my own and to feel responsible, in taking care of and guiding the clients that I was seeing, and to just want to broaden my work as a mental health therapist and health coach, but also as a spiritual guide for people and to bring in energy work. And I really wanted to explore how could that fit into my practice? Since I work with people, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, I wanted to add just some training and some tools in that way. And also personally, so I'm a mom. I have two kids, 5 and 9. I'm married. And I wanted to be able to deepen my own spiritual connection and have more of a practice and an accountability factor, which I think, having to show up once or twice a week for groups and meetings or individual meetings, like it was just something that kept me on track, so that I could deepen into my own spiritual practice too. So I had a lot of whys that were pulling
Yeah.
me in that direction.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, to talk a little bit about how any of those or all of them have been met, like what has been a tangible shift since especially like with the activation work, because I know there's a lot of aspects to the program, but I feel like asking you specifically about the activation work and how that touched your heart and soul connection, and how it's been part of your transformation since then.
Yeah, I remember the weeks that we did the activation were really powerful. I was really excited for them. And it felt like each one was like an initiation
Hmm.
and it was also building my confidence in my connection with spirit, with my guides, with my angels, with goddesses. Like having those experiences and knowing, like, how do I put this? Having more confidence in like, this is real. This is real.
Oh, that's
Like,
a good Yeah.
I think for me, I've done lots of spiritual work for a while, but I'm always like, oh, is that real? Am I making that up? And, that's been something that my logical mind has tried to figure out. And so with this work and the activations, which feel like initiations to me really are more like, oh, this is a heart and a soul knowing. And the mind is just observing it, but it's not the guide. It's not the main thing. And so it's helped me have a lot more confidence in my ability to be an open channel, that I am intuitive, that I do have a spiritual connection that's strong, that I can bring that into my life and others. And I'm not crazy and weird for doing that. It's actually just what I'm here to do. It's part of who I'm here to be. And that feels so on purpose. And when I feel on purpose, I have more energy. I feel more lit up by just daily life and my work in the world. I mean, there's lots of tangents. There's just so many things that are connected to that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it touches. I agree. I mean, that's why I do this work, I feel like, because I know when you're at your deepest core truth connection, everything's better and everything flows.
Yes, for sure.
Well, I know you did have a really great, like, tell us about how your work shifted. I know you have a group we could talk about, and also just like, how has bringing spirit energy, Akashic Records readings into personal sessions? I'd love for you to touch on that. But let's talk about the group you started to run, because I know that was exciting. And how did that change things for you?
Yeah. So with my private practice, I see one-on-one clients, but which I love doing, still do. But during the Wings of Isis program, I felt really inspired to start my own small groups or women's circles. And I was really scared because I didn't know, I felt like, who am I to do that? And all these doubts would come in, even though I knew that this was something my soul wanted to do. And so with the work that I have did with the Wings of Isis group, I felt the confidence and encouragement to just one step at a time put myself out there in a new way and start some women's circles, which I think last year I did 4 total last year in 2023. Um, 4 groups, some were in person, some were virtual. And it was so fun. I did some by myself, some with another friend of mine who's a healer. And it just felt like another creative way to do my work in the world and reach more people. And it definitely built my confidence. And the women in the Wings of Isis group were super supportive and excited for me too, which felt really great to share that with other women who were cheering me on.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's one of the main ways it expanded my work. And also, I'll just say, I feel like I'm in a new spot in terms of being dialed in, tuned in with my client work and being grounded, but also connected. So it's not like I do formal Akashic record readings with clients, but I will often just say prayers in my head around, show me, guide me, open me up to what this client needs. I'll say the prayer that you shared with the whole group, the Akashic Records opening prayer. I'll often do that before my sessions just to invite in more divine guidance. And it's amazing how it's really helped, I think, move the needle with a lot of clients. I'll bring in like, my intuition's telling me blah, 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 and a lot of times they'll say, oh yeah, that's spot on. Or I didn't think of it that way. Or, like something will shift because I'm bringing in more of the intuition. And so that feels really awesome and really on point for where I'm wanting to go in my work in the world.
Are there times that you just know they can feel the spirit in the room?
Yes.
Like they can sense. You don't have to say it. Like, that's one thing that I love. Like, we don't always, this doesn't always lead to doing full on Akashic Records readings, though it can, but the way that you're trained, like you're bringing spirit in. And when we bring spirit in, it can move mountains.
Yes, 100%. I think especially clients that are very open, some are more open than others, but
Exactly.
it often lands us in deeper work or deeper
Mhm.
emotional states, like things slow down and we're able to really tap into the root problem as opposed to staying up here and just chatting about it and spinning in circles about it, like the deeper therapeutic work can happen.
Yes.
And yeah, it leaves a more of a lasting imprint, I think,
Mhm.
on them and me, because I really end those sessions feeling like, whoa, that was like totally not just me. Like
Yeah.
something else helped me with that. That was not me. I was just like able, with this training to help open up more to what wants to come through and help me guide these sessions, really lead them. Like I'm just working on being more of an open conduit for that and trusting. It's a lot of trust for me. My mind does not let go easy. She's like, I need to have everything in control. So the fact
Yeah.
that this is helping me is huge,
Yeah.
so I don't surrender easily into that
I
unknown.
think that yeah, that speaks to like our personal work together. It's a joy to like see that be transformed because, I just think on one hand, it's like letting go and letting God or the divine goddess in the room. To me, that's what's so exciting about it. And I'm excited to bring more and more of that into therapy, coaching, everything, because with the divine, all things are possible. And it, like you said, it opens us to like the most seemingly random ideas we could never think about on our own.
Yes, totally.
Mhm.
Like, where did that come from? But it somehow is perfectly what was needed.
And just what the client needed, right?
Mhm.
And you get to trust that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that. Um, well, maybe just two other questions. Like, how have you personally, as a priestess, as a woman of light,
Yeah.
how have you changed since you began? What would be like two or three words or
Mm.
ways that you as a leader are different?
I have more self-compassion.
Mm.
And by having more self-compassion, I'm also more easily able to have that with other people in my life. Self-compassion and forgiveness. I have some difficult well, one main difficult family relationship that I've been working with for a couple years, and I feel a lot more space and grace around that. Um, and just trust. I would say more trust in that I am held and supported always.
Hmm.
And also more permission to be who I am. I think like I'm someone who's very how do I put this? Like I'm light and airy, like I like to just kind of float about and not be super
Yeah.
grounded. And, there's a time and place to be grounded, but it's given me permission to just like, I guess, be more in my angelic, floaty, light being self, if that makes any sense. Like
Absolutely.
that I can live there a lot and that is just what's needed. Like that's perfect. That's what I need. That's maybe what others need from me when I'm bringing that into my work sometimes. And that those that resonate with my style of healing will come to me, like that there's certain people that I'm meant to work with. And um, it just brought about I would say an overall ease of living. Like I'm not quite so tight and anxious. I'm more like, oh, wait a minute, I can pause and I
Mhm.
can just kind of get some space with maybe what's happening right now. If I'm rushing through my day or if I'm feeling impatient or if I'm feeling irritable, I have more tools and ability to pause and really sink into what the message is for me to lean into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just more like, and I feel like I talk to the divine a lot more, just all the time, all day. I'll
Mhm.
say prayers to the divine during my sessions to help me when I'm
Mhm.
cooking, when I'm with my kids, when I'm just whatever. I can just chat or just like feel that love. I'll just be like, I'll hear the message a lot. I'm like, you are loved. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. So it's just all those little things are just great. Just great.
Mm. The visual that I'm getting is like you're a calla lily, that that perfect round, like you're like a open receiver. That's like a calla lily. Now, I don't know if that resonates. That's what I'm seeing as how you how you receive, you're open to receive, and you do receive. So it's really such a joy to see, to
I
witness.
love that. I love that. Thank you. Yeah.
And one last question, just of all of that, maybe kind of the woo or any of it, what's been the biggest surprise that you weren't expecting that you got out of this deep inner soul work?
Oh, good question. Biggest surprise. Well, I'll say the first thing that comes to mind is that the community of women that I joined with, we have all stayed close, even though we live all over the world. Like, we still meet regularly, we still, as a group, sometimes one-on-one, we still support each other. So like, that's been such a gift. Yeah, I did not expect that. I was like, oh, wow, this is a sisterhood that I didn't know I needed to find, you know? So that's been like, I'd say the big surprise that I was not going into this expecting that, and such a gift that keeps giving. And I think the other piece is that I can weave the learnings and the attunements and all the things that I've gotten from this program into my work, into whatever way works best for me. Because like I said, I'm a traditional therapist, but I also am woo. So it's like, how do I kind of bring those two things together in a way that meets the needs of the clients that I want to serve? And so I think for a while I had black and white thinking like, oh, well, I have to do Akashic Records reading formally. It's like, no, I don't. I could actually do some Reiki in there. I could do some just intuitive channeling, and it can all be part of the session without having it be like this official other thing. It can be like all woven together. So that's been really beautiful.
Thank you for saying that, because it's true. Like, you have everyone who's listening has many skills, and being able to weave or be able to pick the thing that's just right. I see that for you, the openness to feel free to do that is, I would even almost what I would see for you. Like, I'm free to do all of this. Really?
Totally.
Yeah, because
That makes so much sense.
I know how, and it's really advancing my client.
Yes.
For the highest and best. Yeah. I
Yes.
see that. You have a lot of tools. Well,
Thank you for adding to my toolbox.
Thank you. Thanks for offering this as a testimonial. And for anyone who is interested in my next program, just find the link below, and you can register, or you can sign up for a free call with me if you have questions, a discovery call to answer any questions. I would love to see you in the next cohort. Thank you. And thank you, Lesley, for your time today and your sharing.